Hey guys, Black 6 from BZPower back here. This time to look at some of these system sets from Rogue One, a Star Wars story. LEGO has shared some images and information with us. You've probably seen some of this on some other sites like USA Today and Entertainment Weekly, but we got it too, so we thought we'd share and share our thoughts on the sets. Um, we do not have piece counts for any of them, but we do have little blurbs and prices, so we'll go over those and the figures and all that kind of fun stuff. So here we go. First up, we've got 75152 Imperial Assault Hover Tank. This set will retail for $29.99 in the US and $39.99 in Canada. The description is, help Chirrut battle the Imperial Assault Hover Tank as it patrols the streets. This tough urban patrol vehicle has two minifigure cockpit and a rotating and elevating turret gun with spring-loaded shooters to target enemies of the Empire. And if the rebel forces hide out of sight, open the storage container, grab the blasters, and play out your own mini-urban battles. So we can see it's got a new kind of branding along the top of the box there. The bottom is mainly focusing on the set and a lot of destruction. Seems to be a common theme with Rogue One. And we can see that it comes with three minifigs, Chirrut Imwe, Imperial Hover Tank Pilot, and another Imperial Hover Tank Pilot. Let's take a closer look at the set now. So we've got a better look at the set itself. I do like the snot building along the front and back, what I assume are like the hover motors or hover engines of the tank. Some kind of nice techniques. Definitely looks very militaristic. Almost harkens back a little bit to kind of some Clone Wars designs, more so than the traditional Imperial vehicle we know from the original trilogy. Definitely well armored. Of course, it's got the new spring-loaded blasters. Interested to know what is in that orange crate in the back there. Of course, we've got Chirrut Imwe as a figure there. He's got some sort of almost like a bowcaster-like blaster and a staff. He's got a nice little kind of comma around. Obviously, a brand new figure there. And then we've got the two hover tank pilots, who look pretty identical from what little we can see. One has a blaster pistol, one has a blaster rifle. Next up, we've got 75153 ATST Walker. We weren't given a image of the box of this set, so we can see from the top it looks very much like an ATST that you recognize from Return of the Jedi. Maybe a slightly different shape, definitely some nice snot techniques going on all around that cockpit area with the blasters. Got a stud launcher on the right for the grenade launcher. Looks like they might be using. I almost thought that was the stud launcher on the ankle there, but that's not. But it looks pretty sturdy. Like it might have hopefully some good movability in the legs, which is usually hard with the chicken walkers. This set will retail for $39.99 in the US and $49.99 in Canada. As we go down, the description of the set is, go on the hunt for Baze and the Rebel Trooper aboard the all-terrain scout transport. Open the top hatch, load up the ATST driver, and move the legs to speed into action. When you've tracked them down, turn the wheel to rotate the top and prepare to fire the spring-loaded shooters. Can Baze and the Trooper escape the advancing ATST? That's for you to decide. So I assume the figure we've got here now is probably Baze, or maybe the Rebel Trooper, who knows. And so he's got a modified blaster pistol there, a cool looking hat. Okay, that's definitely not Baze, that's the Rebel Trooper. So here we've got Baze coming into focus. He's got the big backpack, the big beefy blaster ready to take down some Imperials. And we've got the ATST pilot, who looks pretty similar to ones we've seen in the past. And then also a thermal detonator accessory or two, it looks like. So that's kind of cool. Definitely like the minifigs. The ATST itself looks pretty similar to ones we've seen in the past, but hey, if it's in the movie, makes sense. And I also like that they're putting in an action feature with it, apparently. Alright, now we've got 75154 TIE Striker. I'm just going to comment first. I do like the packaging. I like the kind of image on the top right with the Death Trooper and the TIE Fighters. Of course, this is the TIE Striker. So the description for this is, prepare for launch with the amazing TIE Striker, the Empire's atmospheric patrol fighter. Open the minifigure cockpit, from the top or front and put in the TIE pilot. Help the Imperial ground crew member put supplies in the rear hold and arm the spring-loaded shooters. Then adjust the huge wings and launch into the skies in search of rebels. So this set's going to retail for $69.99 in the US and $89.99 in Canada. You can see it includes an Imperial shore trooper, Imperial ground crew, a TIE pilot, and a rebel trooper. So none of the major named characters in this set, but I think they know they can get away with it because it's, a TIE fighter kind of thing, and I feel like those probably always sell really well, and it definitely looks kind of vicious in this scene. With our new image, or better image of the set, we can see that the wings can fold up and down, since they're in a different position from the box. You can see there's definitely a big cockpit area, much bigger than a normal TIE fighter. I like the wing design and the kind of angle that the light bluish gray kind of support struts are at, kind of traditional design for ties, but I like how they're kind of doing the angling there. Definitely looks like a pretty sick looking ship. I like that it's an atmospheric fighter apparently. Now looking at the minifigs, the TIE pilot looks pretty standard. The ground crew, it looks like they're using the Death Star gunner helmet for that. I like how he has like the little kind of flashlight things to guide the TIE Striker. Then of course we've got the Imperial Shore Trooper, which is a new one. I don't think we've ever seen those in the past. And the Rebel Trooper is kind of a nice design, definitely very rebel-y. Uses some of the same kind of patterns we've seen in the original trilogy, so definitely tying into that nicely. And here we've got a 75155, the Rebel U-Wing fighter, retailing for $79.99 in the US and $99.99 in Canada. And it says, open the cockpit and place the U-Wing pilot in his seat. Fire up the engines and launch into the sky. Keep a lookout below with the transparent window, and when you spot the enemy, fire the front spring-loaded shooters and stud shooters mounted on the side doors. You can even fold the wings back for a bigger model. So definitely you can see where it gets the name U-Wing. Packaging, again, lots of destruction. It looks like it's almost more of a cargo fighter, or even like the clone gunship from the Clone Wars, because it's got some like bay doors on the side that they're shooting out of. It looks like it includes Bistan, the Rebel Trooper, the U-Wing pilot, Cassian Andor, and Zin Urso. So definitely a couple of the main characters, so that's pretty nice. And looking at the ship again, without the busy background, it looks a lot more sleek than the clone gunship. You can see that there's some sort of Technic feature near the engines. That's probably what they talk about with the wings folding. Uh, kind of big and a little bulky, but also at the same time sleek. I'm not sure how they're accomplishing that, but I look forward to seeing its role in the movie. You can see we've got a couple of the Rebel troopers there, and then the named characters, Cassian and Jin and Bistan, all pretty much new minifigures. Maybe some of the headgear is being reused, but a lot of cool new designs for these characters. Look forward to getting a closer look at some of them. And finally, we've got 75156 Krennic's Imperial Shuttle, retailing for $89.99 in the US and $119.99 in Canada. And this says, when a tough transport ship is needed, Krennic's Imperial Shuttle is the perfect choice. Put him into the pilot seat, open out the thick armor plating, and seat the Death Troopers. Lower the ramp and check the blasters are secured, then arm the spring-loaded shooters and seal the hull for takeoff. Raise the landing skids, lower the wings for flight mode, and set off on another dangerous mission. So you can see clearly on the box that the wings on this fold up, just like any other Imperial Shuttle. This one is much more angular, obviously black, kind of looks a lot more lethal than the ones we have seen in both the prequels and the original trilogy. And on the bottom, we can see that it includes K2SO, Bodhi Rook, Pow, Director Krennic, and 2 Imperial Death Troopers. So here we've got the set in landing mode. You can see the wings folded up here. Looks like pretty similar construction to like the Imperial Shuttle Tidarium that came out a couple years ago, but with a smaller kind of dorsal fin to it. Once you get down to the body, you can see there's a lot of snot, a lot of angle connections, possibly a new cockpit piece. It's kind of hard to tell where the cockpit ends and the rest of it begins, but Looks like we got some spring-loaded launchers there, and I'm interested to see the mechanism that makes the wings fold. And there's a ramp on the front that unfolds to let you get the people in and out. So that's looks like a neat design feature. And then, of course, for the figures, we've got K2SO, who looks like a mostly new droid. The legs might be reused from the Super Battle droids, but the torso at least is new. Director Krennic looks very Imperial and evil. The Death Troopers take a new take on the Stormtroopers, and interesting designs. And of course, then we've got the couple of rebels who will help save the day. So that's it for the information we received. If you want to see some high-res images and get all the details we shared in text form, head on over to BZPower.com where we have got those posted. Hopefully you enjoyed this look. Let us know what you think of these sets and our video in the comments. We definitely appreciate it. And hopefully you'll be checking back soon on BZ Power and on our YouTube channel for even more LEGO, Star Wars, and other LEGO news.